my name is Michelle Brooks and I am the director of the Shine Collective, and today we are going to talk about hostess coaching. Now, what is hostess coaching? Hostess coaching is you and your hostess collaborating together to make the most of the rewards that Scentsy has to offer. Okay, and that starts making the most of the rewards starts with being an effective host coach. Okay, so I have 10 tips. They're in no particular order. I just have 10 of them. And they're all equally important, okay? So number one, my number one tip is I would suggest to print out the host coaching checklist from your training center. If you go to your training center and you just type in host coaching, then there's going to be several PDFs that come up, also some videos as well. Okay, there is 2 host coaching checklists. One is called the host coaching checklist, and that is going to be geared more towards home parties and events. And then there is also an online checklist that is geared more towards an online shopping experience, okay? So there's 2 different checklists. You can print them both out and make them your own, but I would suggest not reinventing the wheel and just go off of what Scentsy has already created for us, because they are very effective as is. Okay, number 2, I would say that your coaching actually starts from the moment you book that party. Okay, you are teaching your hostess from that particular moment what kind of consultant you are and what she can expect from you. You want to make sure that you're communicating the start date and the end date, and you also want to make sure that you are consistent with your communication with your hostess, because if she feels like she can count on you, then she is going to buy into more of the coaching that you're offering her. Okay, so be consistent. It starts right from the first moment you book the party. Okay, number 3 is do not assume that your hostess knows how to be a hostess. Okay, don't assume that she knows how to invite. Don't just say you need to invite 50 people. Don't just say, I'm gonna create this group and you can invite people. Give her an idea of how to invite people, whether it's giving her a script to go off of and let her know that she can tweak the script to match her words, or it is, just giving her an idea of why we are inviting or how we are inviting. That is very important. Okay, don't assume that she also understands that she needs to be interacting with the party. Don't assume that she knows that she should be liking, commenting, and playing the games. Okay, that is something that you need to communicate with her, because the more interaction that she has in the party, the more successful her party is going to be. So make sure that she doesn't assume that that is going to be the case. All right. Number 4, I would suggest sending a host packet. Now, it is not important necessarily what you put in your host packet. I'm just going to share what I put in mine. There is another, in the workstation on the host coaching checklist, there is another suggested, like what you can put in a host packet. I'm just going to talk about what I put in mine. And because right now I am doing mostly online parties, this is what I would put in an online party host packet. Okay, I put a catalog, at least one, whatever you have on hand. You know what? If you don't have any catalogs, you can even just send a digital copy of the catalog from your workstation, or from your website rather. Okay, but you want to, if at all possible, send a paper catalog, because these are just gorgeous and we want our hostess to feel important right away by you sending them a catalog. Okay. I also always send join information. I send a join brochure, and also my FAQ that I created about joining Scentsy, just simple questions. I send this because ultimately I want my hostess to join, right? So I always send join information in my host packet to start planting that seed. All right, I also send this 40 guests in 4 minutes, and I think in the workstation it's 30 guests in 30 minutes or something. I'm not exactly sure. This one right here is something that I created. I will upload this into the documents part in our group so that you have this. But basically what this is just 4 people from a whole bunch of categories so that it helps them thinking about who they want to invite. Okay, now if you have ever watched any sort of training on online parties, You're going to want to know that you don't want your hostess to invite everybody in their group, right? Or everybody that they have on their Facebook page. So this is an idea of how to guide them of how to invite. Again, we're not assuming, right? Okay. The other thing that I send them is this. I got, these are flyers that I got out of the Make Sense Flyers group on Facebook. So these are simply just 3 flyers that I copy and pasted on here. It's how to be the hostess with the mostest, inviting, how to invite, participate, that it's important for her participation, and then also how to follow up with their guests. And then I use this little spot right here to write a personal note, like a thank you, showing them gratitude for the fact that they booked a party with me. And then also I make sure on this sheet right here to write their start date and the date that we want to close out their party as well. And then I also have this that I send them. I think this is also from the Make Sense Flyer group. So this is just the host rewards, okay? So I put all of this and I would send this in an envelope with samples. Now, I am very intentional with how I put samples in my hostess packet. I always put laundry samples. I always put a washer with, a laundry liquid, and a Scent Soft sample, all from the Scentsy Family store, and I put that in the hostess packet. I also try to put a dish soap sample, something from the clean line. I use dish soap, and I also put a scent circle in whatever my hostess's favorite scent category is. So if she likes the baking scents, then I would make sure whatever I have on hand to put a baking category scent circle in the hostess packet, just as a little thank you gift, because I'm super appreciative. Okay. And so I would say my tip number 5 is to be intentional with the samples that you're sending, because you want your hostess to use them, okay? You want to make sure that she understands that the samples are in there for her to use before her party so that she can give you feedback of what she thinks about those samples, okay? I also will let her know about this, about like the laundry samples the day before. Hey, tomorrow I'm going to be talking about the laundry. I just want to make sure that you've already had a chance to use your samples so that you can give your friends and family feedback when we talk about that tomorrow. Okay, so I'm very intentional with the samples. Make sure that your hostess understands how to use all of the samples that you send. I did forget to mention, when I'm sending out my hostess packet, I also include a felt sample of the warmer of the scent of the month, and also a warmer and scent of the month flyer. Okay, so I do use that, but again, making sure that my hostess understands not just what the samples are for, but also how to use them. Okay. So my tip number 6 is I always like to know what kind of products my host already uses and what she wants to know more about. Also, what her favorite scent is, number 1, so I can send her a scent circle that is in that same category. But also, when I'm playing games, I have more information to share with her friends and family. Okay, but I always ask her what's her favorite product, and make sure that I communicate when we're talking about your favorite product. It would be great if you could share that information with your friends and family. And then I also ask, hey, what do you want to learn more about? And I will tell you that my number 1 thing that people want to learn more about is the diffusers. So I always make sure to spend a little bit extra time on the thing that they want to learn more about. And since I know ahead of time what they want to learn more about, I make sure to include that in my party. Okay. The worst thing would be like, you skim over something and you didn't realize that your hostess wanted to know more about that. And then at the end of the party, she's like, man, I wish I would have known more about whatever, so make sure that you communicate that with your hostess so that you can effectively run her party. Number 7, this is also very important. You want to make sure that your host has some sort of a wish list of what she is going to use her hostess rewards for. Okay, I will say that the one thing that will make or break a party is when the hostess isn't playing for anything. Okay, if she doesn't understand what she wants to get out of the party, then the chances of her going above and beyond in the party are not as great. So make sure that you guys talk about what it is that she hopes to get out of the party. Like, is she trying to work towards a diffuser? Is she wanting to buy Christmas presents? You know, whatever it is, make sure that you understand what it is that she wants to get out of it, because then you guys can set a goal together using the hostess rewards of how much her party sales need to be at in order to make the most of the rewards for her. Okay? And then number 8 is I would also make sure that you have your hostess follow up with her guests in her party. Okay, she's been interacting, she knows what to expect from you. You know, she's had 3 orders, she has 30 people in her group, there are 27 people that still haven't ordered. Give her permission and also help her understand the importance of reaching out to those 27 people and saying, hey, we're closing out our party tomorrow. I'm not sure if you've seen anything in the group, but I just wanted to see if you had any questions that I can answer or my consultant can answer or whatever that is. Make sure that she understands that it is okay to follow up with the people that are in the group, because we've coached her. You know, again, if you've done any online training parties, you know that we're teaching her how to invite. She's asking people if they want to be added. They say yes, they're in the group. Give her permission to follow up with those people. Okay. Now, if you are also one of those people that send out packets, the sample packets, anybody that responds back to you with their information, it is okay if you follow up with those people too. Just, let them know, hey, how is your sample packet? I just want to check in and make sure that you didn't have any questions about anything that was in your packet. Okay, that is excellent host coaching when you are coaching her to follow up with her people. And then you're also training her for my tip number 9, which is always, always, always offer the opportunity when closing your party out. Okay, and one key tip to closing out the party and offering the opportunity is not just say, hey, you could earn money off of your own purchases, but give her exactly what the commission would be off of her party as it stands right now. Okay, by giving her the opportunity to see the commission and all the work that she's put into it, and let her know that she can earn a paycheck, and that's how easy it was. You've earned this paycheck and you put in, however much effort, then that kind of opens her eyes up to the opportunity of, wow, that was actually kind of fun. Right? So make sure you're always, always, always offering the opportunity. You planted the seed, follow up with that and ask them if they're interested. All right. And then my last tip is to remember that host coaching is a skill. And as with any skill, it's something that you can learn to be better at. Okay, do not think that because you've never hosted a party or you've never had a hostess that you're going to come out and you're going to be a rock star host coacher. You could be, absolutely, but understand and reflect on, wow, what could I have done differently throughout this process? And then make sure that the next time that you have that coaching opportunity that you can tweak it and do something a little bit different. Okay, it's a learned skill, much like anything else in our business. Okay, so I hope that these tips are helpful for you. You do have some homework, okay? Your homework for this particular segment is going to be go to the training center and search up. There is an October training, October 2020 training was all about host coaching that month. Okay, so go search. Again, it's under the host coaching. Scroll down. There is the October 2020 segment. Watch 1, 2, or all of the videos, your choice, and write down or post at least 3 takeaways, whether it's 3 takeaways from this video, 3 takeaways from the videos that you watched, whatever it is, write 3 takeaways. I also would like you to please include something that you're already really good at, a strength that you have as it pertains to host coaching. It doesn't matter if you've never coached a hostess, but write down something that you feel like, based off of the tips and the things that you learn, write down something that you feel like you would be really good at right out the gate. And then also share with us something that maybe you need to work on, okay? A skill that you would like to learn to perhaps become a more effective hostess coach. All right? I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I look forward to seeing all your answers. Bye-bye.